with the text-to-speech extension, building on some Amazon technology, that allows you to type in, it allows you to, say, speak a word, and then it will actually change the text into spoken language. You can make your characters talk. We're also working on a speech recognition extension that will come out later this year, that you can have a project that responds to voice commands. Let me just show you a little demo of how that will work. So in this case, we have a project where it says a block that says, when I hear what time is it, it should say it's party time and launch an animation. So for example, I say, what time is it?
Party time.
So again, kids are growing up in a world where lots of different objects respond to voice commands. And we don't want that to be magic or things they just interact with. We want kids to be able to create their own projects to respond to voice commands and to be able to bring their characters, to make their characters talk. So that's what we want to continue to evolve with the extension of Scratch 3.0. We also want to connect Scratch to the physical world more. And we know that increasingly, we don't want just kids just being on the screen, but to use Scratch to interact with things in the world, to get information from sensors, to control lights and motors in the world. So that's why we work with the Lego company to control Lego robotics. And we've had a great collaboration with Microbit to have Scratch connected with Microbit. In fact, if you're interested in seeing this, at the Microbit stand here at the conference, there'll be some Scratch plus Microbit demos and workshops. I'm going to try to show some things live here. It's always a little dangerous showing live demos, but we're going to give it a try. So we switch over. So this is Scratch 3.0, and it has the Microbit extension loaded. So we can see some of the commands. So it has some things like there's a command that says the tilt angle. So I have a Microbit here built into a Lego construction. And this is why somebody made a project with a flying bicycle. But rather than just controlling from the keyboard, why not make handlebars out of Lego to be able to steer your bicycle? So now if we just start the project, I'm going to make it full screen and start the project. Oops, it's backwards. So now as you can see, I can now get the balloons. You see the score is going up each time I get the balloon. Oh, there's a taco. You get 5 points for tacos. So again, kids can then put it in. Also, if I hit the button, it'll make a honking sound from the bicycle. So again, just using the accelerometer, kids can then not just make projects, but make their own interfaces. So we want kids to become makers in all different ways. Make what's on the screen, also make things in the physical world. Let's show another example. This is more of a storytelling example. This one's using a magic wand just made out of craft materials with a Microbit connected. If we start this, it says, please change me back to a wizard by casting a spell. So I have a magic wand here. If I then just try to cast a spell, say abracadabra. It says, oh, I'm an octopus, so something went wrong. Maybe Shazam. No, went to a parrot. So try one more time. A watermelon. Okay, one last try. Super magic wand, secret word. Finally, it goes back to a wizard. So again, we can see kids who make these types of stories and then make those stories come to life. And again, kids in the world now, there are all types of different games they play where they can interact by moving their bodies, moving things in the world. We want kids to be the creators of that too, for them to create. I think I have enough time. I'm going to show just briefly just how to build up a project like this so you can see it. In fact, I'm going to just take off the Microbit from here and put it around my wrist to make this a wearable project. So now with this wearable project, I'm going to make a new project just so you get a chance to see how this is done. So just so you can see a little more of the new things in Scratch 3.0. When we get rid of the cat, I'm going to create a different character. There's a lot of new characters in 3.0. Let me just look through and find something. Oh, I sort of like dinosaurs. So I'll make a dinosaur. And then maybe let's have a background for the dinosaur. So I'm sort of creating a story here. Then I'm going to make the dinosaur respond. Hopefully we can. I think there's a good dinosaur background here somewhere. Yeah, there's a Jurassic background. Oops. There it goes. So now, I want to be able to have the dinosaur, let's have the dinosaur say something. So if I go into sounds, I can then record a sound. So I'll add a new sound. And I'll just go, I'll have the dinosaur say, "Welcome to Bett." Let's try it. We're not getting sound from the computer. So that's not going to work. So we're not saying it's set up. So that was one thing we didn't plan ahead for. So, and I'm not sure how we're going to fix that. So I'm not going to try to fix that on the fly. We'll just show briefly how to do something. If I want to just make the dinosaur change color every time I jump. So what we can do is we'll go to the microbit commands. And you can see they say, this is a command. I'll make it a little larger here. I can say every time the microbit jumps, I'm going to make the dinosaur change color. So I'll pull the block that says change color. So now I can interact with the dinosaur, and if I jump, it should change color. First someone just, someone just said, I put it in the wrong place. I put the code in the backdrop. So you see the backdrop changed color, not the dinosaur. So we found there was a bug. I was still doing things on the backdrop. So I'll just quickly move it over. Actually, I'm not sure if this is going to work. We'll see. No, if I now, just quickly, we'll try this one more time. Just so you get a sense of, if I make the dinosaur change color, we'll just try every time I shake the microbit, we'll have it change color. And now I can just shake, change color. Maybe I'll, yeah, there's connection. We'll try it. There it goes. I got disconnected from microbit. The challenges of live demos. Okay, let's go back to the main presentation. And let me end with this story back in kindergarten. So, I recently a little while ago, had a conversation with a colleague of mine who had a daughter in kindergarten. And now I have to find, here, advance the slides. So I had a friend who had a daughter named Lily who was in kindergarten. And one day, Lily came home from kindergarten and told her mom, my friend, a story about another kid in kindergarten, a friend of Lily's named Daisy. And evidently Daisy had started kindergarten at an early age. And Lily, Daisy, because she was young, was spending a second year in kindergarten. And when Lily found out about this, she came home and said to her mom, Daisy did kindergarten last year and is doing it again this year for 2 whole years. I want to do kindergarten again too. Now, in some ways, that made me very happy because we could see that Lily was really appreciating the value of kindergarten. But it also made me very sad because you could see that Lily wanted to stay in kindergarten, because she suspected that life wasn't going to be quite the same after she graduated from kindergarten and went on. And unfortunately, Lily was right. Too often, after kindergarten, kids don't have those same opportunities to playfully create things in collaboration with one another. So I think what we really need to do, one thing that we're going to be aiming for, is to make sure that all kids, Lily and all kids, have the opportunity to continue to learn in the kindergarten style as they grow up. So we want to make sure that everyone from all backgrounds, in all parts of the world, has the opportunity to continue to learn in that kindergarten style so they'll be fully prepared for life in tomorrow's creative society. Thank you very much.